WNBA players have complained for years about their salaries, even though, if their pay was based on the league's net revenue, they would actually earn nothing. But now, the WNBA and its players have an amazing chance to attract more fans and possibly increase their salaries. This opportunity comes with Caitlin Clark, who is widely considered the best and most popular female college basketball player ever. She is joining the WNBA for the upcoming season, bringing with her a lot of attention and excitement. However, instead of supporting Caitlin Clark, some of the WNBA's top players and legends have shown clear jealousy toward her. This attitude is surprising because it risks wasting a rare chance to grow the league and bring in more viewers. By not supporting Clark, these players may ruin this opportunity to make the WNBA more popular and successful. This situation also highlights a common problem where people, especially women, sometimes fail to support others who are helping them, simply because they feel overshadowed by the attention the other person is getting. The first WNBA player who has openly shown clear signs of jealousy is Lexi Brown. While she's more recognized for her controversial comments on Gilbert Arenas' podcast than her on-court performance, Lexi recently hinted during a podcast episode that she could have posted similar stats to Caitlin Clark in college if she had been given the same level of control over her team.
Who's the overall better player?
I think Paige is.
If you're Fever, do you stay with Caitlin?
I don't know if they're going to bring Caitlin in to be more of a distributor. She's obviously going to score, but they have a lot of scoring threats on that team.
Wow, the level of hate and jealousy is off the charts. It's turned into pure delusion. Now we've even got WNBA players like Lexi Brown, who has averaged under 2 points in several seasons, being dragged into it. She's saying that she's just as good a scorer as Caitlin Clark, but instead of praising Clark, she seems jealous. Instead of celebrating Clark's success, she's suggesting that even someone like her could have done the same things. Next, we have WNBA legend Diana Taurasi, who seemed upset and jealous of Caitlin's skills and popularity. When talking about who should be the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, Taurasi quickly said she would pick Paige Bueckers over Caitlin Clark. This statement doesn't make sense because Clark was clearly the better college player, proven by her team's win over Paige Bueckers' UConn Huskies in the NCAA tournament.
The reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side. You look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time.
Also, Caitlin Clark's popularity would greatly boost the finances of any team she joins, showing that sports are first and foremost a business centered on entertainment. Clark was undeniably the top choice for the first pick in the draft, a decision you'd expect Taurasi to understand, especially given her outspoken support for higher salaries in the WNBA. However, Taurasi allowed her jealousy to cloud her judgment, leading her to dismiss this reality. Her resentment surfaced once more when she suggested that Clark wouldn't reach the same level of success in the WNBA as she did in college. You'd think Taurasi would support and promote the only player in the league with mainstream popularity to help grow the WNBA. Instead, she's downplaying Clark's potential impact, suggesting that fans shouldn't expect much from her in the WNBA, quite the ambassador for the league. Similarly, another WNBA star, Breanna Stewart, seems to let jealousy cloud her judgment, refusing to acknowledge Caitlin Clark as the best female college player of all time, simply because Clark didn't win an NCAA tournament like Stewart did with her powerhouse UConn team back in the day.
Caitlin Clark need a championship to be considered one of the greats in women's college basketball history. Yeah, she does. I think so. Because then you're gonna look 10 years back and you're gonna see all the records she's broken, but anybody knows, you know, your goal when you play college basketball is to win a national championship.
Stewart's unwillingness to support Clark is frustrating, especially since she has often talked about WNBA players not being paid enough. As a well-known figure in the league, Stewart's constant complaints about pay and her attitude have turned away many potential fans. Instead of realizing her mistakes and supporting a player like Clark, who could help WNBA players get better pay, her jealousy stops her from backing Clark as the new face of the league. Likewise, WNBA player Chiney Ogwumike, who's more known as a sports analyst than for her play on the court, also refused to label Caitlin as the GOAT of female college ball. Isn't it strange that most NCAA women's basketball fans think Caitlin Clark is the greatest, but many WNBA players won't give her that title? The jealousy is clear. A good example of this is WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops, who criticized and put down Caitlin Clark by telling lies. Everything Swoops said was wrong, and it's clear that she's criticizing Clark because she doesn't want her to be the face of the WNBA.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record.
This seems to come from some strange jealousy. But there is one thing Swoop said that is true, and it echoes what Diana Taurasi also mentioned. A lot of WNBA players have been complaining about not getting paid enough for years. Now they might ruin their best chance to change that. Their jealousy might stop them from supporting Clark, who has the potential to bring more fans to the league. If these players don't let Clark play her game and shine, the WNBA could miss out on growing its audience. Instead, some players might try to make sure Clark doesn't do well in the WNBA, even if it means giving more opportunities to players that fans don't care about or want to watch. If that happens, it could hurt the league's growth and the players' chances of getting better pay. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.